Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in Vermont. Yes, it's that time we gotta test out the buff ship, and so we're starting with Vermont. Now I know a lot of you guys will be like, wait, where's the Druid? The Druid. I'm just saying, screw the Druid. I don't want to play that ship. I'm sorry. I have no intentions of playing that ship, so you'll have to go somewhere else to find a replay of that thing. God, that thing is horrendous. Whoever come up with that idea needs to be taken out back and at least waterboarded for about 5 seconds, okay? Like, for reals. Lord have mercy, that thing is terrible. Why would anybody want to play that ship over any other? It makes no sense. Makes no sense. Anyway, the task at hand, we're running Vermont, and it's been buffed, so we're going to take a look at our build. Once again, we're running Takanashi Hoshido with Palo de Revel, Colorado as our inspirations, Flammable Cannoneer, Dance with Death, Megalomania, and Master Mechanic, with Fully Packed as our skills. Obviously, we are running Main Battery Mod 2 for a little bit faster turret traverse. We are running the Rudder Shift 2, or Steering Gears Mod 2. We're running Concealment System Mod, and we are running the Legendary version of the Artillery Plotting Room Mod 2. So, if you guys are wondering, a lot of people have been asking, how do you upgrade these things? When you go to select a freaking mod, you press X on Xbox. I would assume that it'd be, what, square on PlayStation? But yeah. Anywho, the loadout and stuff is still the same. Nothing changes there. We've got the spotter plane in there for good measures. Standard type. We're just going to go over the basics. 97,660 hit points, and the artillery, we have 457 millimeter mark, or 45 caliber Mark A's. You get 12 of them, obviously. 457 millimeters. Do not overmatch 32. Okay? Just a reminder, 457 millimeters cannot overmatch 32 millimeters. Only the 460s can. Now, firing range with this build, 19.2 kilometers. Reload time with this build starts at 28.3, but as you do damage, well, actually, no. As you do damage, it gets more accurate. Sorry. I forgot. I'm running the regular artillery plotting room, so it just gets more accurate as the game goes on. The biggest change was the AP shell damage. It is now a base of 15,000, meaning if you go full damage build on this, you should easily be able to get a ridiculous amount of damage on a Citadel, but honestly, there's no reason to. Personally, I think that the reload is the best part of this update, but we've got a base at 28.3. That's pretty solid, right? Anyway, get a look at the stats. 60% win rate's not that great for me in a battleship. Again, that's actually up quite a bit. Remember, we played this thing a lot early on, and we're struggling with it, but we are slowly getting our win rate up in this ship. Just takes time. It's not a very good carry ship. But look at the average damage starting to go up. 114,000 now. That's the key. We're starting to do more and more. I told you, this thing has become so much more effective since the spotter plane change. From now, the planes can't spot you for the enemy team. The Vermont is nasty, right? And that's my personal thoughts on the matter. Armor-wise, none of that stuff matters. We're just going to go ahead and go in here and show off the ship, and we'll get straight into the gameplay. You guys know what it's all about. Look at that thing, man. That thing is an absolute unit. Absolute unit, man. Also, thank God we're kind of back to having our regular lighting on fjords, man. I hate when they mess with my fjords port. Mess with other ports. Give me my fjords. All right? I need thumbnails. But anyway, with that being said, let's get to the gameplay. Alrighty, so we're going to be on Islands of Ice, and we are in the Vermont. Boys, I'm telling you, ladies out there too, I know there's a couple of you, but you will not believe this match. I promise. So, it's got everything. It's a potato fest. Alright, that's the only way we can talk about it, right? I'm sure there's a couple of people in the enemy team that's gonna send in some like interesting comments maybe from their division, but whew, boy, do they got some splaining to do. Let's get into this match. All right, so right off the bat, you may notice that there's only two battleships on our team. There's 4 destroyers per team. All right, this is not an ideal scenario for Vermont, right? This is worst case scenario probably. But either direction, we got a battleship on our left that happens to also be a Vermont. He's got a cruiser and a destroyer with him. So I make the decision right off the bat. I'm going to turn to the right, support the right flank. This turns out to be a decision that I will revel in. So we are going to be extremely busy. Everything on the enemy team that isn't a destroyer ends up on our flank. And then 2 of the destroyers end up on our... It's amazing. It truly is amazing. But we're going to have fun, is what I'm saying. Now, one of the things you're going to notice right off the bat is we got an AFK player. He never actually shows up to the match, which makes our team's, like, overwhelming, ridiculous game that much more impressive. But I think more often than, or more of the impressiveness, it's just the sheer goofiness and potato plays that go on. You won't believe it, I'm telling you. From both sides. On my side of the map and on their side of the map. There's just an unending pile of taters, okay? There's enough taters out there to make chips and potato soup and potato salad, and it just keeps going. You got plenty of taters, all right? Including a classic Yamater. I mean, this guy clearly has not watched my video on how to not be a Yamater, okay? But all of that is to come. Don't worry. Vermont is about to have an insane fight on its hands. And this is one of those times where people always get on me. They're like, Spartan, why don't you go for damage? Spartan, why don't you do this? My playstyle is best with the new commander being a reload and heals based commander. Okay, like I need my reload and I need my heals. Everything after that, I can do on my own. I just need heals. I need my reload. Because we're going to get into a fight unlike you've ever seen, probably. But right off the bat, we haven't been spotted, so we're going to take advantage of using the island. Yes, battleships can shoot over islands too. Crazy thought. But Sovietsky Razaya is in the division of two Stalingrads and the Sovietsky. Right off the gate, 23,000 damage. Dude's lucky to not get worse than that. Like, that was a Citadel plus multiple penetrations. Guy got real lucky. He takes a shot at me, and this is how RNG is just gonna go in this one. Just look at this. Half the shells fall short, the other half go long. Don't hit the thing in the middle, Wargaming. Don't worry about it. RNG giveth, and RNG taketh away. Remember that. Now here you can see that their Stalingrads are starting to take some shots at me, but we got a Smolensk rushing in. I have a Brisbane and an Alaska on this flank. This is best case scenario, right? We have a Brisbane and an Alaska, both capable of being radars, and one is a DPM and the other is a supercruiser, right? So like we have all of the firepower that we need to get rid of this Smolensk right off the bat. And the best part is, he's going to pull out, trying to come towards me. He's losing all of his hit points, so now it's just a matter of time. We go ahead, wait for him to commit, and take the shot right through the bow. No problem. Finishing him off and getting our first kill. Remember, legendary mod, so each shell now is going to be even more damage. Okay? Velos comes around the corner. Watch this Brisbane. Okay? Brisbane is so focused on shooting at the people that are on his left. He does not register this Velos on his right. Like, doesn't even notice this man. Alright? I am already shooting at him. Alright? I'm shooting, and I'm like, why isn't anybody shooting at him? And you'd see the Brisbane. I thought Brisbane was turning to get all of his guns on target. He's shooting at the guys 30 kilometers away instead of the destroyer that's 6 kilometers from him. Like, what are you doing? Watch me start pinging this guy. I'm like, Velos is right there, dum-dum. Shoot the destroyer. And then he finally is like, no, look, he's still shooting the guy. He's lost half his hit points to the guys across the map, so he clearly can't see the Velos right in front of his face. He finally radars him. Like, you can't make this stuff up. The guy's not in a smoke screen. And then we take a shot at him, hoping to finish him off. He turns back in and goes behind the island. But, like, Lord have mercy. Like, you can't make this stuff up. Like, what am I witnessing? What are you radar? The only thing I could figure is that was a panic radar. He probably was trying to use sonar or something. I don't know. I don't know what he was doing. But, like, that had to be a panic radar, right? Because the guy is 6 kilometers away. He's not hiding. It's mind-boggling. But now we have... This is where checking the beginning of the match, checking the enemy team composition comes in handy. Knowledge is power, folks. I've said this a million times. Watch how I play this next portion. First of all, friendly destroyer comes over from Bravo after he captures that. He's going to be able to move into the B cap, or the Charlie cap, and capture that. Savetsky Razaya comes around the corner. He's over-angled. We're going to go ahead and aim. I know the Razaya has a what do you call it? Oh, friggin' extended belt, so we got to be careful there. Stalingrad immediately comes around the corner, flat broadside. I swear, if I'd have held that shot an extra second. And then the Velo starts shooting at him. No smoke, just randomly starts shooting at him. Obviously, even if he did smoke up, it's a radar cruiser, but like, what are you doing? And we've got the front guns ready, so we're going to go ahead and take a shot at the broadside Yamator over here. And we're going to keep trying to stay angled, because I know I can't go broadside. There is 3 people in the division here. We have the 2 Stalingrads and the Razaya, right? I can't go broadside because they're going to absolutely murder me. Remember, the Vermont, very easy to citadel. And Stalingrad, more than capable at this range, is citadeling me. Velos goes down, shocker. Nobody's seen that coming, I'm sure. But here we're going to go ahead and take a shot up into the guns and the superstructure. Or at least I was going to, but then the Razaya came peeking around the corner. So I'm like, okay, well, if that's the case, I'll take a shot at the Razaya. And then I get screwed on this one. Oh, no. Actually, that was a good one. There's one of these shots on the Razaya where I just get absolutely yoinked when it comes to RNG. But again, RNG giveth, RNG taketh. Now, I thought this guy was going to ram me, and honestly, after you see how this match goes, he probably should have rammed me. But we take a shot into a superstructure, knock out one of his turrets. We've got him low health, and the Brisbane and Alaska are able to take him out. Now here, again, this is the shot. I shoot straight into his belt armor, trying to get around that stupid extended belt. I should have shot further forward, but I knew he had an extended belt. I should have just aimed higher. But notice that the other Stalingrad is now off my left side, right? So I am now having to be careful. I've got Yamato creeping on my right side. I've got the Razaya there who started reversing, so I should be okay for the moment to start fighting the Stalingrad. Now, as a destroyer, or as a division, you got to work together, right? You can't just go one at a time, and this Stalingrad's going to learn a harsh lesson of why you just can't go broadside in a Stalingrad ever. Ever. I don't care what your plan is. If you ever go broadside on the Stalingrad, you die. Now, watch what I'm doing here. I am positioning my guns on the right side, or on the back of the ship, to try to also fight the guy that's going to be rushing me. I know it's coming. They're going to shoot me, but I have to shoot the Stalingrad first, get rid of him. He knocks my gun. Shocker. But we only need one to finish you off because you're still broadside. Then the rear guns are ready to go, and we've got a beautiful look at the broadside of the Razaya. We take him out, getting our double death strike. Actually, I think it was a single death strike, but still, a double strike plus the death strike. And then the Yamato decides that he wants to challenge me too. Like, I just put up, like, how much damage did we just do in the span of the last minute and a half? Like, come on, man. You cannot challenge a Vermont like this. And, yeah, we absolutely punish him and destroy one of his turrets for good measure. Like, good God. And just like that, we go from having a pretty mediocre game to having 256,000 damage. And it's still not over. Notice that I'm not trying to turn. I know I could. I am now starting to turn because I'm about to have my guns loaded. And I want to finish this guy off. We've got 3 kills. And we're going to turn the corner and get our guns to fire into the superstructure to finish off Yamato. And end with 260,000 damage. What a finish. Like, what did they think was going to happen? Every one of those guys thought that they were going to charge me, and every one of them paid the price. All of the medals. We got the double strike, the high caliber, the first blood, the close quarters, and the, yeah, all of it. We just got all of it. But 260,000 damage, 4 kills, and a match that was half destroyers. That is insane. That means I took basically all of the health off of everything that had health, except for the Louisiana that was on the other side. So I hope you guys enjoyed. The buffs to the Vermont, honestly, I don't really notice that big of a difference, but I don't really play for high damage, or like, I don't really play for full damage, so I don't really notice much, but I will take the little bit of an extra reload. And as you can see, I think Vermont's just fine as it is, but what do I know? But anyway, if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.